Lately, I've been thinking a lot about perspective. And the reason is because I've been working hard on this digital media room. What will be the perspective of the viewer? You see, we're in a small space here, and we've got kind of two different sets. We've got a singular set where one person can bring a devotion style content just like this. And then behind me, we have more of kind of an interview set for when we have one or more people having a longer range conversation. So, as we've been thinking about this ministry, we've had to think through what will be the perspective of the viewer when they see the things behind me. We've got a couch and we've got a chair, and then we're up in front. And how will that perspective change? Perspective is a weird thing, isn't it? Because the things behind me don't look so big when I'm up in front of them and kind of close. In fact, that chair right there is actually pretty good sized. It's kind of an oversized single chair, but if I move right in front of it, I can completely block it from your perspective. That's a two-person couch, little love seat. If I move in front of it, I can do a pretty good job of blocking it from your perspective. Now, I have a pretty big head, but certainly not big enough to cover that furniture up. I mean, just watch for a second what happens. And I just want you to see this. Do you see that even though I can cover it when I'm sitting up close, I kind of sink back into it when I'm far away? Perspective changes how we view a lot of things. I've been thinking about how some of you view some of the things in your life and the perspective you have on it. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's worry or doubt. And because those things are up really close in your life, if you struggle with those things, like I've struggled with some of those things, they can be seemingly right in front of you, can't they? They can be right beside you, so they can feel really big. And then there are times when we compare it to God, he feels almost small in comparison. Now, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is your God, is our God, is Jesus smaller than your anxiety? Is Jesus smaller than your doubt, than your fear, than your worry? Or is maybe your perspective off? Could it be that Jesus is actually just too far away from you? And so the anxiety or the worry or the doubt or the thing or the problem that's right next to you seems much bigger than Jesus because you've kept him kind of far away. You've kept him in the background. You've kept that problem right next to you. What would happen in your life if Jesus was just as close as the problem? What would happen if Jesus was standing right here? Because I'm not naive enough to just say, well, push worry, push doubt, just send those things to the back, make them seem small. If you struggle with those things, or if you've had a problem or an issue in your life, we'd all long to just push it away. It doesn't kind of work like that. But one thing that can work is bringing Jesus closer. You can always bring Jesus closer in your life, and most of us tend to keep Jesus at a distance, especially when we have that problem next to us, so that problem can almost look so much bigger than our Lord. So today, what if you brought Jesus near? It won't necessarily send the problem further away, but would it change your perspective? Would it remind you that your God is much, much bigger than he can appear? Would it remind you that your God is much, much bigger than the problem next to you? I think it would. I think it would all be about a change of perspective.